lonesome highway, devil's got me headed straight to hell. He drew the map, set the trap, but I filled the tank myself. Made a mess of my whole life, turned everything I crossed. Am I too far gone? Which way is home? How did I get so lost? I'm looking for a good place to turn around and get off this road that I'm headed down. I've got to find some peace of mind. Lord, send a sign somehow. I just need a good place to turn around. If you can hear me, I'm on empty. Forgive me of my past, for being hateful to every angel you put in my path. For mama's tears and wasted years and getting so off track. I'll do anything. Is there any way that you can take me back? I'm looking for a good place to turn around and get off this road that I'm headed down. I gotta find some peace of mind. Lord, send a sign somehow. I just need a good place to turn around. But dead at night, I see a light shining up ahead.
Howdy, folks. Professor Paisley here of the Institute of Equine Ministry, coming to you from downtown Washington on the Brazos, Texas. There's a state park just down the road here. Folks tell me that that's where Texas became Texas. I've got a little Mercy here to help me tell part of a story that we call Called Out of the Wild Herd. So let's get on with our story here. Psalm 119, verse 133. Direct my footsteps according to your word. Let no sin rule over me. So can I talk a little bit about sin now? See, for me, that is the biggest obstacle I face to keep me from working on my God-given purpose. I hope you realize there is a great battle raging between good and evil. No, it's not up there on the movie screen either. And you know what? I'm right in the middle of it because I, now and again, hate to fess up, but I choose to sin. Brother Paul talks to the Romans in his chapter 6 about being a slave to sin and being weak in your natural self. For just a few moments, can I ask you to use your imagination? So, play like I have this boundary here. I'm going to put out this rope. And this is a boundary between God's kingdom over here, and if this is God's kingdom on this side, who you reckon owns this side over here? Yeah, got to be the old devil himself. Over here, there's a lot of pain and misery. So, let's look at this now. Even though I'm a child of God, every now and then I get the urge to feed the pleasures of my flesh, and I'll ease over that boundary, and I'll do a little bit of sin. Just a tiny bit, not much. And then I get to remembering where I am, and I'll slide back over here into God's kingdom, start living like I should. But you know what'll happen? I'll submit to temptation again. And what'll happen? I'll ease back over there. And I get kind of, could I say, blinded a little bit as to where I am and what I'm doing. But I'll wake up, then I'll say, oh my, what am I doing here? Then I'll slip over there. But you know what? The old devil's kind of crafty. And he'll go saying, partner, just think about it. It's one little drink. That's all. That's all I'm asking you to do. And he'll hand me that shovel, and he'll start laughing, and I'll start digging my grave there a little bit at a time. He'll say one little drink, then I'll pass back over to God's side. Then he'll start talking about, partner, it's only one little piece of dope. That's all, just a little bit. It's not going to hurt you none. You can handle that. And then, oh my, I'll start backing over, staying in God's side for a while. Then he'll start saying, oh, it's just a little bit, a flirt. One time. That's all you're going to do is just flirt a little bit one time. Nothing's going to come of it. Back and forth, back and forth. Then he'll whisper, hey, look at that. You're just going to take a little bit of money. They won't even know that it's gone. Just go ahead. You sure could use that. Well, I bet you could buy a good amount of dope with that, can't you? Yeah. So, you see, it starts out small. But then what happens? It grows into a big, unruly monster. So time and time again, you go back and forth. You live in God's side for a while, cross the line, and you feed your flesh with sin. You know what happens then? I realize what I'm doing, and I hurry back to live in God's kingdom. But see, I don't fully believe that on this side is life, and life more abundant. There's a close partnership between belief and choosing sin. Now, old Slewfoot, he'll come, start whispering again. Say, partner, you can't stop sinning, can you? Look at you. I done gave you the shovel. Look how deep you done dug this grave here. Why? You must not be saved. Come on over to my side again and again. See, sin follows emotion, and emotion is controlled by belief. I think about sinning for a good while before I even start doing it. Then I believe it won't hurt nothing, and then I start doing it. See, I'll ease over that line again and again to participate in sin. You know, I won't lose my salvation, but suffering is always going to follow every time you start sinning. So, you notice, the more times I cross over that line, the more squiggly it gets. It gets harder and harder to tell where God's boundary is and Satan's begins. You know what I do? I hate to fess up, but whenever I cross over the line, and I participate a little bit of sin, and then I realize where I'm at, and then I get back over here, I'll kick old sin out the front door, but you know what? I'll leave a side window open so he can crawl back in the house, and so I don't close all the windows out and leave an opening for sin. So now what do I got to do? I expect you know some of the most miserable folks on this green earth are the believers who are sinning and know it's sin and keep sinning. Now, when I'm deep in sin, I get blinded to know where I am. Then I get to thinking, I'm too far gone for all the wrong I've done. That old sorry devil will laugh at me because I believe I've dug the grave too deep. So where do I think I find myself? I go to sinning. I pass the little stuff, way past the little stuff, and then I get into the big stuff. And where do I find myself? Well, over a barrel. So just when it looks worst, love comes calling. It's like when Jesus told the folks to roll the stone away, and he called out Lazarus' name. Now, to get off this barrel, I got to open my eyes and see just where I am in the depths of sin. And listen for Jesus calling my name to rise up, come alive. Then I can laugh at old Satan and tell him, you big dummy, you should have known Jesus is still in the business of rolling the stones away. So to stay off the barrel, I'll make my time with God the most important part of my day. Now, I'll choose to sin because of the lies that the devil says. I have to replace those lies with God's loving kindness and understand that he'll forgive me for the sins that I commit.
I see a light shining up ahead. There's a parking lot I had to stop. That Cowboy Church sign said, are you looking for a good place to turn around and get off that road that you're heading down? You gotta find some peace of mind. What better time than now? Are you looking for a good place to turn around? This looks like a good place to turn